Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I am pretty excited for this video because I'm going to be doing indie makeup releases, which is my weekly series where I talk about all the new indie releases that really caught my eye and whether I'm going to buy them and how I feel about them and their color stories or whatever it is, even though honestly I've noticed that majority of the time I just talk about eyeshadow palettes because that is what speaks to me the most, but I try to include a few other things here and there when they do catch my eye, and then at the end I like to include a few mainstream brands and again just talk about the releases that really give me the most either negative or positive emotions. So this series is inspired by Angelica Nyquist and Samantha March. I will have both of their channels linked down below. Definitely go subscribe and check them out if you haven't already. I also have all the Instagram accounts that I use for the information and photographs for this video, and then also the Will I Buy a playlist, so lots of great information down there as well as all of the indie brands. I make sure to link all of those just because sometimes they're harder to find normally unless I'm feeling like I have a little extra free time. I don't link the mainstream brands, but I normally try to also include when they're being released and everything like that. So also, if you're wondering what's happening on my face, I am wearing the Kaleidos Cyber Bronze palette and the Dose of Colors Aesthetic liquid lipstick. I only have a few things to talk about this week, and I would say partially it's because there hasn't been that many interesting releases. Also, I am filming this 2 days earlier than I normally would because I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so if anything crazy happens between Thursday and Sunday and I don't talk about it in this video, that's why. It's because I'm pre-filming just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by talking about a new Duochrome highlighting palette. And this is from Emby Boutique. So this just released, it's available now, and it is $110 US, which is definitely a high price tag for 6 highlighter shadow or highlighter shades. But I believe from looking at the pictures and from reading the comments that these are the like multi-chrome, duochrome type pigments that are way more expensive. So I guess that does make sense if you're going to get 6 altogether. Wait, what is 110 divided by 6? I know it's less than 20. 110 divided by 6. Jeez. Okay, they're about $18 each. So that would be like, you know, that's not like the highest highlighter price tag ever if you were to get them individually. And if I'm correct, I believe that the owner is pretty awesome about doing singles and stuff. So if you only want like 1 or 2 of these shades, you might be able to get in contact with her and work something out. So yes, definitely a high price tag, definitely took me back a little bit, but the actual shades in here look stunning. Like they look super reflective, and I am always curious with duochrome highlighters because I feel like there's a fine line between like you want it to be that duochrome, you want it to have that shift, but you also want it to blend in effortlessly to your skin. Like when I mean, I'll wear a straight up green highlight or pink highlight or whatever crazy shade it is, but I have found that I prefer something with a base to it that does blend in a little bit better and kind of makes it look like, yes, that green is supposed to be there. So I am definitely curious about these and how they will look on the cheek. So thought I would go ahead and mention those. I think all of these look beautiful, but I think the shade Iguana Gold to Green, oh, that one is so beautiful. Like that one screams to me. I think these will also all be really beautiful on the inner corner of the eye. Okay, this next release also really caught my attention, and this is from Kosmetics, and these are their new Morphing shadows. If you are not familiar already, there is Chaos Makeup, which is kind of a controversial indie brand. If you are planning on purchasing from them, I would look into it a little bit. And then there is Chaos Cosmetics, which is a much smaller indie brand. It's kind of unfortunate that their names are so close, especially being that one has a bad reputation. However, this one that I'm talking about, like I said, right now is a small one, and I really want to try their products. I think they have a lot of really beautiful looking shadows. I think overall their Instagram page is really beautiful, and they have had my attention for a while, but you know, there's 8 million brands I want to try, so I just have not, you know, jumped on it yet, but I definitely am thinking about it. And looking at these shades, I think that they are absolutely beautiful. I love all the different shifts and the colors, and I think for some reason the one that really speaks to me is the top all the way to the right, that yellowy orangey peachy shade. For some reason that just really caught my attention. I think that looks really beautiful. So yeah, overall I think these look really nice. I'm curious to see pricing. I'm curious if these are pressed or loose because, you know, all of that will definitely determine whether I end up purchasing them or not. But I am definitely really liking the way they look. So next is a new palette from Eyefancybeauty, which I had never heard of until very recently, and this is launching 4/20. This is their Send Noodz palette. Noodz being spelled Noodz, in case you are curious. And I actually do like the look of this palette. I think it's supposed to be like a neutral, like a modern neutral palette, and I do see it, like the orange, the red, the pink, and then I like the different shimmery shades. There's like a silver, a teal, a pink, a purple, a gold, and a black. So I like it. It's not something I see myself purchasing, but overall I do think, you know, it's pretty. It doesn't automatically make me think of any other palettes. I am kind of always here for a warm crease, and I think that all of the shimmer colors would be a really beautiful, easy look if you just did a warm crease and then like you threw the blue all over the lid for like a pop of color, or you could just do like that light pink all over the lid and it would just be monochromatic. So overall I think that's pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys, next is the entire reveal of the Spring Rain collection from Touch of Glam Beauty, and this has my attention so much. It is so beautiful. Like, all of these shadows just look stunning and foiled, and I want to make a Touch of Glam order so bad. Like, they have came out with so many shades between this and the Vivids, and just shades they already have that I'm like, ooh, I really want to try those. And I really like their quality from what I've tried so far, so some of these are really, really tempting. They're beautiful. I don't see myself purchasing the entire bundle, but I could at some point see getting quite a few single shadows and just creating like my perfect shimmery palette with their shadows, because these look absolutely stunning. I was considering making a purchase from Touch of Glam this month. Now I'm not so sure but yesterday my son decided that my laptop needed my coffee more than I did. It's an old laptop, so it, you know, at least it wasn't brand new. It's kind of getting around to the age where I should probably replace it, but I didn't want to replace it because I want to save money. But unfortunately, I think he pretty much ruined it. Luckily, it worked enough that I was able to get all the important pictures and files off, which mostly is my son's baby pictures. I would not want to lose those. So I'm really, really thankful that I was able to get those off of there, but I did go ahead and purchase a new laptop today. It took a little piece of my heart out of my soul, and I'm going to be being very frugal, very, like, I don't see myself buying much makeup for the rest of this month or next month, maybe the month after that. So just to let you know, if in future indie makeup releases I'm feeling a little extra hard, a little extra critical, it's because that money already went to a new laptop that I wasn't expecting to buy. So I'm not sure when I am going to get around to trying these, but I will eventually, and I'm super excited. I think everything they're coming out would look so beautiful. So yes, very, very, very interested in these. Okay, next is a new release from 50/50 Makeup, and it just made me laugh, so I just had to share it with you. So you look at this palette, and they actually did a sneak peek for this a few weeks back, and they showed everything in black and white except for the blue and green shades, and I was intrigued. I was like, ooh, what are they going to come out with? Like, there's blues and greens, and that's what they've showed us so far, and it really makes sense for them to sneak peek it like that, because that was very, very trendy. It still is trendy right now, blues and greens, but then they revealed the entire palette, and it's a rainbow palette. Like, there's some nice pastels, but overall it's a rainbow palette. It's not a blue and green palette. Like, I feel like I was lied to. I'm just kidding. It's not that serious, but it just made me laugh that the sneak peek was so like, ooh, is this gonna be on trend? Like, what is this? Blues, greens, and then you see the entire palette and it's like, moving on. Ooh, this is super, super exciting. I really hope this happens. So this was a little sneak peek from Blush Tribe. They did a vote on their Instagram stories yesterday. Yesterday for me, not yesterday for you. And they said, due to public demand, we might relaunch Paulina's palette. I'm so excited. They said, should we relaunch the palette? They had people vote. I think it ended up being like 95% of people said yes. I am all for it. Look, I got my Paulina palette right here. Which this gives me even more motivation. Literally, like, a few days ago I was like, I want to use this palette so much, but I feel bad because it's not available. And so now I have like a new motivation. Like, I'm definitely going to make sure, and this month has been pretty crazy, but next month I will try and have a 3 looks with this up, especially if they are going to bring it back. I'm so excited. I'll do a 3 looks and a review or something. I have used it a few times already. I think I'm going to bring it on vacation with me this weekend. Yes, I'm really, really excited. I hope they do bring it back, and I'm so happy for Paulina, and I know a lot of people really wanted this palette and couldn't get their hands on it because it did sell out within a few weeks. So I was so excited to hear that news. Of course, it's not official yet. They're just asking, but fingers crossed that it becomes a relaunch. Okay, so next is a sneak peek from Makeup Slave, and they said that they are going to be releasing 4 new highlighter palettes with 6 shades each, and this is just a tiny little sneak peek. We've got a few swatches here which look pretty, and then they have like the different names of the palettes. It looks like they're going to be Glow Up, Ladies Drink Free, XXX, Private Party, and Singles Only. I'm here for singles only. Oh wait, no. Singles only would mean if you're trying to get with someone, right? I just like being single. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyways, I am curious about these because I do like their eyeshadow formula, and I'm curious about their highlighters. I remember when I think I've made 2 orders from Makeup Slave, and I was trying to like go back and forth like what highlighter do I try, because I did want to try one of their highlighters whenever I was purchasing from them, but I just couldn't decide. So I am curious to see what their highlighter palettes end up looking like, how they divide them, if there's going to be a colorful one, because there is a really bright blue going on there. So definitely really curious about this, definitely. Alright, last but not least for indie is a sneak peek from Kalon Kosmetics, and they are going to be coming out with antique eyeshadows, I believe. This is one of our. So I'm assuming that means there's going to be more. Anyways, this looks absolutely beautiful. I feel like I'm not going to be tech savvy this week, and I'm just going to throw on a picture and not the video, but you can definitely check out their Instagram page at Kalon Kosmetics if you want to see how this shifts and how beautiful it is. But this looks really stunning, and I am always here for super extremely foiled shadows, so I am definitely curious what the lineup is going to look like, what the other shades are going to be, and I think this shade in general, like, it looks like such a beautiful, like, rosy gold with, like, a purpley background type of shade. I don't know. I just really like it, and I thought I would mention it because there's just something magical about seeing an eyeshadow, like, with, like, a blinding shift when it hits the light. I don't know. It's very aesthetically pleasing. Alright, next we only have 2 mainstream releases to talk about this week, but the first one I'm super excited about, and this is the new Pure Complexion, oh wait, no, that's not what it's called. It is the Love Your Selfie Foundation and Concealer. Oh wait, is it I don't understand that. Oh, I get it. Oh, that's so interesting. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, so before I jump into what was just confusing me, I will say the first thing that definitely draws my attention about this product is the fact that there are 100 shades, which I think is really awesome. They have them categorized into light, medium, tan, dark, and deep, and it does look like there's a good gradient. I still feel like there's so many beigey shades, but it could just be all the different undertones, and it's kind of hard to see just from a picture like this what every shade is going to end up looking like, but I think 100 shades sounds amazing, and I'm sure there's going to be something for everyone. Hopefully the deepest shades look really deep. They've got, you know, a few different undertones for every single category. The lightest shades look very fair, so definitely really excited. They have golden undertones, pink undertones, and neutral undertones. So I think the shade range looks pretty cool, and I think that's a great start, and definitely, you know, 100 shades. I think that's pretty awesome. I still saw people complaining about there being 100 shades, and I'm like, some people just cannot be satisfied. Like 100 shades. I feel like there's pretty much something for everyone here. But anyways, I digress. The part that was confusing me for a moment there is the fact that this is a foundation and a concealer, and it's actually kind of cool because it has a pump. So if you want to use it as a foundation, you can pump it out, and then it also has a wand, so you can use it as a concealer. I personally don't like to wear the same exact shade as a foundation and as a concealer. I like my concealer to be a little bit lighter, but if I'm not sure what this is supposed to be like, if it's a lighter coverage, then I think I could see using that as a foundation and as a foundation and a concealer, because, you know, when you're just wearing something light coverage, you want to do something easy, quick, no time, just bam bam bam, all over, good. I don't know, I feel like that's pretty cool. It's a fun idea. I don't think I've ever seen another brand do a pump and a wand at the same exact time. Some brands are still doing like the bottle that you have to sit there and, like, you know, do this. It's so annoying. So yeah, packaging is intriguing as well. So I thought that this release all around was cool. But the reason why I was so happy about it is because my friend, She's Blessed ×3, is her Instagram handle, is actually in the campaign. So I'll put her little picture on screen because she looks so cute and she looks so like baby face, I guess, because she normally does like super dramatic makeup and dramatic brows and colorful makeup. I really like her makeup, her style, I should say, and you know, it's kind of funny to see her looking so natural, but I thought this was so cool that she was part of the campaign, and I figured I would go ahead and shout her out this week as like my weekly indie makeup release shout out. I figured I'd wait till now because I'm like, ooh, it's her face. I'll just show her campaign pictures. So she does have an Instagram, like I said, and her handle is She's Blessed X3, and she does a lot of like colorful looks and close-up eyes and really fun color schemes, so I definitely feel like her page is really cool. She also talks a lot about different Latina-owned makeup brands, which I think is really fun, and I've definitely learned and been inspired by that and supporting Latina-owned brands. She also has a YouTube channel, which, just to carry on from that conversation, she has done videos that are like all Latina-owned brand tutorials, and she also does, you know, tutorials and get ready with me's. And I just really like her personality. I feel like she's really sweet and kind and supportive. So if you are looking for someone new to follow on Instagram or subscribe to on YouTube, I definitely recommend her. I feel like she's a really big heart and I really like her content. So just figured I would talk about Stephanie for a moment. That is her name. I totally didn't say that, but that's her name. Last but not least to talk about in today's video is a re-promotion from Colourpop, and this is for their BFF line, and this is one of those things I'm like, oh, I want it, but I know I do not need it. I kind of need it, but I don't need it. So I'm not sure what exactly is happening here, what they mean by re-promoting. Maybe it just means that it does look like they changed the packaging. Maybe everything is back in stock because these have been kind of hard to get over time. But they have a bunch of their liners, and I think that these are really beautiful and vibrant. I do have a few of them in the old packaging. I think the packaging kind of sucks. It's really annoying. It's not very high quality, but the actual liner, the product is really good and vibrant, and if you like a colorful liner and you want something affordable, I definitely recommend them. I love colorful liner, which is why a lot of these shades really stand out to me, and the pastels, and I love colorful liner. So those caught my attention, but even more than that, they also have all of their like the gel liners in stock now too here, it looks like, and they have all the different colors and like blues and pink and purple and red and yellow and orange, and oh, I want them all. And Paulina from Paulina's Beauty talked about these recently and said that they're so good in the waterline and so vibrant and opaque, and you can see it in her pictures and her tutorials. Like, her waterline just looks so popping. So I really want to get some of these and try them specifically for that, because I do really enjoy using like, well, actually not as much recently because I don't wear black in my waterline as often as I used to, but I think using a gel liner in your waterline is always really awesome, and it works out really well. It stays really for a long time. For me personally, it doesn't transfer to my contacts, so I really want to try those for my waterline, but I know I don't need them. So I'm gonna wait for a long time because it's against my low buy rules, and I'm just going to keep thinking about them and being sad because I want them so bad. So yeah, definitely don't know why they had to do this to me and come out with this line, but I think if you are someone who's looking for more like fun ways to amp up your makeup, even if you wear like almost all neutrals and you just throw on a really fun color in your waterline, I feel like that is so simple and it still adds such a pop to the look. Which, like today, I mean, I know I do have a little bit of red on my lower lash line, but I also threw in a pink on my waterline. I feel like it just adds another level. So I do like this, and I think I would recommend trying them out if you are looking for a product like this. Like I said, I haven't tried the gel ones, but I have tried the liners. Packaging, I'm hoping that they upgraded the packaging, but I can say that the formula is really good. Especially I really like Prance, which is like a really beautiful light baby blue. Alright, so that is everything for this week's indie makeup releases. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.